Hi, my name is PA Clarke. I am a facial aesthetic specialist and pioneer in facial rejuvenation using the best products and the latest techniques to keep my patients happy. We will be talking about facial beauty and what is possible with non-surgical facial rejuvenation. At Derma Med Spa, we deliver amazingly natural, life-changing results. We help you consider what's possible and work with anyone wanting to reverse the visual signs of aging. But best of all, our results last. Three ways to get a facelift without surgery. Now, this is a sensitive topic because there are many of my viewers and patients who have had plastic surgery, and I don't mean to offend, so please don't take it that way, but there are three ways that we can utilize to avoid having some of the negatives that come about with plastic surgery. I'll give you a simple short story. A few years back, one of my dear patients came in and I didn't see them within about 1 year, and they had these strange long crow's feet lines. And it was unusual. It was unusual because they were artificial lines caused by plastic surgery. Now, plastic surgery in itself is not bad. It's not a bad thing. It's another tool in our arsenal to stay youthful. However, when you're pulling your skin tight, when you're pulling the muscular mass layer tight and wrapping the skin over that, you're going to have an artificial look. These can be corrected using dermal fillers or injectables. However, they can also be avoided by using fillers and injectables earlier on. So let's start with our first recommendation to avoid surgery, and that is going to be injectables. So injectables here, very simple. These are images you've probably seen 1,000 times. Injectables work. And the only thing you must worry about is who is injecting your face. Whether it's a plastic surgeon, nurse practitioner, physician associate, who is injecting your face. Some of the best injectors are nurses, and some of the worst are the ones you think that you should go to right away. So who is injecting your face is always going to be the best one. Here we have crow's feet being done on the first image and glabellazone being done on the second image. These are great shots. These procedures are not very painful. They work very well as long as you understand that they're temporary. Facelifts can give you a permanent scenario. However, if the results are not good, that's also permanent. And this is one of the things you really want to avoid. Let's look at dermal threads. Dermal threads are wonderful. They've been around for over 10 years. I remember starting doing dermal threads 2010, 2011, and the threads then were very bulky and stiff. The cannulas or the needle attached to the thread were very pointy, and you had to pierce the skin and really travel through multiple layers. Today, threads are much different. When I teach threads, I teach the fundamentals of getting a great result with simple techniques. So threads can actually lift your cheeks, lift your jawline, or lift your eyebrows. These are the three main facelift non-surgical options with threads: eyebrows, cheeks, and jawline. Anything else probably doesn't work that well. So stick to those three fundamentals: eyebrows, cheeks, and jawline. Next, let's look at biostimulators. What are biostimulators? Well, here we have biostimulators and the word bio. Bio means life and stimulator means to facilitate, to make something happen. So biostimulators, there are two main products on the market that we hear a lot of. There are actually three, but we're going to talk about two today. That is Sculptra and that is Radiesse. So between those two biostimulators, Sculptra and Radiesse, those are products that invite growth of tissue. So it requires your body to be in a growth phase. So you can't be just losing a ton of weight and not eating healthy and have biostimulators. Biostimulators work with your body. They work to actually lift and enhance the volume around your face. So biostimulators do not increase any one specific area. Biostimulators are there to give you general fullness and growth within the face without creating an unusual fat face or large face. Biostimulators are great, wonderful products, but they take a little time to work. As opposed to dermal fillers that works instantly, biostimulators take roughly about 2 to 4 weeks before you start to see a result. But those results can last much longer, roughly 2 to 3 years. So again, biostimulators, the only two you should be asking about is Sculptra and Radius. And both are done slightly different. So here's an interesting thing that came across my desk a few days ago. A patient came in and their jowls were more inflated. Patients stated, well, I'm going to have my marionette lines treated. However, my jowls on my face became a little fatter. So first question was, what was done? When was it done? Patient said they had Sculptra approximately 1 or 2 months ago. Here's the problem. If it's not injected well, you will also stimulate the growth of other areas that you don't want stimulated. So number one, you want to, if you have full jowls, stay away from the biostimulators, because biostimulators can actually travel within other areas that you don't want to have done. And this depends on how good your injector is. Some of the mistakes that can occur with biostimulators or even fillers is injectors not being in the right spot. You have to be precise in where you put that needle. If that injector is so busy that they're rushing you in and out, and they've got to do you because there are 2 or 3 people waiting, you're not necessarily going to have a great result, because it requires precision to get these products where they need to be. Many muscles, fat, fascia are really close together within the face. And if your needle is a few millimeters off, guess what? You're not going to have a great result. Some of the myths that occur with derma threads, injectables, or biostimulators is that you're going to look fake. Absolutely not. Looking fake depends on who's injecting you. These are just tools. So if you have an unusual look, a look that makes you fake, a look that isn't quite what you wanted, it's not the product used, it's the injector that you use. So be mindful of who's injecting you. This is an art form. And if it's an art form, it means that you have to know who the artist is, and that artist needs to be well educated. What's possible with these injectables and non-surgical approaches is that they're very quick. You see results relatively fast. There's very little to no downtime. And your results, if there was a mistake that occurred, then your results are only temporary. Many times fillers can be reversed, meaning that if there was a mistake, you can always go back in and have that reversed and retreated to have the outcome that you wanted. Those are some of the possibilities and what makes dermal threads, fillers, and injectables very, very, very important to have done. Next is our approach and our method. Our approach and our methods for these injectables is we want to make sure that we understand what you want. Focus on what you want. Forget about what's on Instagram. Forget about the top models and the celebrities. Focus on what you want. Talk to us, talk to your injector about what specific you feel should be enhanced, whether it's the cheeks, whether it's the nose, whether it's the chin. Any of these areas can be lovely and just vibrantly enhanced depending on which modality is used. And finally, there are many different options. There are always different options to have a wonderful result. What you need to understand is some options are permanent, such as surgery. Other options are reversible if you don't like the results, such as fillers and sometimes biostimulators. So be mindful of what you have done. I hope you liked this episode on the 3 ways to get a facelift without surgery, and those 3 ways were injectables, dermal threads, and biostimulators. Thank you for being here. Please leave any questions or comments about the previous episode you heard. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Up next, how to look 5 years younger in 15 minutes.